Hi, thanks for joining me for another adult coloring session. Today we're going to do page 5, and this is out of the Kappa Creative Adult Coloring book. This one says inspirational designs to color, and quotes. So they have nice little quotes on each of the pages. This one says, "Each day the world is born anew for him who takes it rightly." James Russell Lowell. We're going to paint these. They remind me of bearded irises. So what I'm going to do is I'll paint each one a different color, and I'm going to paint one a little bit more brilliant than the other so that it stands out. Now you're welcome to paint this any way you like, but I'm going to give it the attention, more attention than the rest of them. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 on here. And this time I am going to go ahead and pick the one that's in front and the largest as the dominant part of the painting. Usually I don't do that. I'll do one of the other ones. So I want this to look similar to a bearded iris. And I'm going to color that one purples and blues, with probably a little red and blue sticking out of it, I'm not sure. But the other ones, I'm going to go ahead and color them. And let's see, there's that. And we're going to do a yellow and maybe this mauvey looking color. We need green, so I'm going to need maybe 1 or 2 greens. I'll use 2 greens because I like to have a variety of colors. I don't like my colors looking flat. So I'm doing the stems of each of these and the little foliage. What looks like the foliage, it may not be the foliage, but today it is. So there, this looks like it comes down off of that. There and there. And you will know that I'm now going to lightly go back over the foliage part of these so that that is addressed and I don't have to address that later. I very rarely paint backgrounds on these adult coloring pages. I just don't do it. Now it's up to you. And I do recommend that you can listen to some music while you are painting these. It helps you to relax, and that really is the purpose of us painting, is to take a moment to relax, timeout session, rejuvenate, and get our minds off of whatever's going on during the time, day or night. It doesn't matter, it's up to you which it is. And I'm just making sure I covered everything because of course I generally miss something. That's what I do. I generally miss something and I'll see it right at the end. That's that. And I'm highlighting some of this. Because that's on my main one, and so is this. There. That's all I'm going to do on that one. And I intended to do yellow one. So that's back there in the background. And this, I'm trying to see which what goes with what. These are really some fancy flowers, and I may make a mistake, but that'll be okay. That looks like that takes care of that one back there. Looks like some greenery. I tell you, it just pops out. This looks like it could be some greenery. I'm not too sure. I would like to make one a mauve color. That's there, so we'll do this down here. And I'm not making these as dark. I am putting the color on them. And you will be able to see it. But I'm not being very meticulous about it because this goes here with the one in the front. This goes with the one on the back. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to just keep running it, your hand here or there to see which one goes with what. Some of these subject matter is very detailed. So it has color on it, just doesn't have a ton of it on it. I don't want it to stand out more than this one. And it looks like that's one there, and that looks like a different one there. So, and this may be more greenery back here. If it's not, it is now. Okay, so I have a pink and I have a mauve, and this is going to be a blue. So let's just go ahead and make this an orange. I mean, you can really take your time and color in some of these fancy, some of these lines and make it super fancy and detailed. And if you did that, you just want to make sure that you have light areas and dark areas. And I'll show you, really demonstrate on this main one that I'm going to do. That looks like it takes care of that one back there in the back. I'm not too sure what this is there. So I'm going to make it greenery because I have no idea what it is. All right, so that's done. And now this one is, I'm going to do it like a bearded iris. So this is what I mean. Some of these, most of these are like the underside, which I'm going to now do some pieces red. Going along the pattern, sort of going along the pattern that it has here and there. So they have lines, the lines trail and they look wavy, and some look, they've got it broken into sections. And what's going to happen, this is what how you would do these other ones. Here I'm going to use blue, purple, and red, because red and blue makes purple on this main one. But on this, I put orange. I may go in here and put really dark pieces of orange in here, or some red or some yellow in there also. And here I'm just going where the lines are. and areas here and there. I don't want one color to dominate yet. But I don't want it to be flat either. And that's that one. And now I'm going to come in here. Let's see what this looks like when I put some blues in there. And I'm going right over top of the red that I have on there, because the red and the blue will make the purple. And I'm looking at it to decide if I want the purple to be dominant in here or the blue. And that's all you do. So I'm going around the edges with the purple. And streaking it inward where the blue is. Then I'm coming right over the blue and the red so that the red doesn't stand out so much. I don't want the red really standing out too much. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over each one of these and put the blue. That was my practice. I think I like that purple showing up more. So that's what you want to do. You go through, you don't have to do them all at one time. I got some extra there. I need an eraser for that. It's not too dark, but dark enough. I'm going through here, placing the blue. And I'm not really being, you see, I just went right across there and I'm not even paying attention to the lines. Using lines, I'm using circles. Going right over the red. Right over the lines. Because I want that dominant color. I decided to make that dominant color purple. And sometimes it requires adding quite a few layers. Now, I don't want the whole thing colored in dark. I'm going to leave some that blue there to act as a light area. It's got that red in there and that blue in there to act as a light area. So that one is narrow. This one is not. I'll add more color to that one. So now I'm going to go around the outside edges because they kind of look like they're folded under, even though this is the underside. I'm going to go along the outside edges. And then I'm going to come down and follow the lines of how this flower petal grew. See that? I'm following the lines. I'm not really paying attention to these shapes either. I'm coloring right over those lines also. Then I may color in some like that. I'm gonna leave some light here to make it look like it's really bending. That petal is really bending. I'm following the, what I perceive as the shape of the petal. I'm following those lines. This looks like a flower down up in the, where the greenery is, so it will be more concentration of color than it does on these that are open. It's much better to just go in and put layers, a couple of different layers in until you get it, the consistency that you want. And if you have some music, you can play music in the background, not too loud. You want to be able to hear the marks that the pencil is making as it touches the paper. It's amazing how quickly you get these done. Sometimes when they're super, super detailed, it will take you a longer time to paint these. But you can take as long as you like. No rush, no worries. Following what I think is the shape of this leaf. And that's how you paint with color pencils. Just layers, another layer, another layer, another layer. Until you're done. See that? Now from a distance, you see these are different colors, but they're not as prominent as this one is. And when you look at it up close, you can see the variations in it. Which you don't look at art that close up, you look at it from a distance anyway. And when you do that, it makes a nice whole complete composition. Okay, thanks for joining me. Until next time.